even the High Court, the Chief Justice of Calcutta High Court, T.S. Sivagnaman, had pulled up the state government for not being able to arrest Sheikh Shahjahan for so many days.
So now ED would leave no stone unturned to take him into their custody so that they can expedite their money laundering cases against him. Meanwhile, CID will obviously fight it out and will try their best to keep Sheikh Shahjahan for all reasons that we know. Like
after this arrest, what we have seen that today the women or the villagers in Sandeshkhali are distributing sweets among themselves, or what we call in Bengali Sandesh.
Hello and welcome to the Indian Express. After being on the run for the last 55 days, TMC strongman Shahjahan Sheikh was caught at Minaka, which is just about 30 kilometers away from Sandeshkhali, the eye of the storm. We have with us Sweety Kumari, a reporter with Indian Express, and Santanu, a reporter with Indian Express. Both of them have been writing on this particular case for the last few months. Sweety, first tell us what exactly happened today.
So we all woke up with this news that Sheikh Shahjahan, TMC's, you rightly said that TMC's strong man has been arrested. So the thing happened, the operation happened in the midnight, and a special team of West Bengal police arrested him from Minaka, which is 30 kilometers, as you said, within North Parganas district, where the Sandeshkhali river Rhine place falls. So he was arrested in the midnight, and he was usually when somebody is arrested, I like to point out, usually when somebody is arrested, we see that media follows them and they are taken for medical, and then they are taken to the court lockup room, and then entire court proceedings begins. Here in this case, the arrest was made in the midnight, and he was taken to the court. He was locked in the court lockup room in the VRs. So it was basically to prevent from all kind of attention, unnecessary attention, police took him to lockup. He was arrested and then was produced to the court, and police sought for full-term remand. We say 14 days police remand, but court granted a 10 days police custody. So he has been now remanded to police custody.
Now, Sweety, if you could tell us, and people across the country would want to know, why did it take 55 days to arrest a man who was within a span of 30 kilometers of Sandeshkhali?
So let me take you to January 5th. There was a raid by ED, which was in connection with a ration scam. They are basically probing a money laundering aspect of the case, and we know that Minister Jyotirpriya Malik is already in the jail. So this Sheikh Shahjahan is also close associate of Jyotirpriya Malik, is considered as close associate. So ED had gone to conduct a raid at his property in Sandeshkhali and Najhat, under Najhat PS. There suddenly around 800 to 1000, if I go by the FIR or complaint of ED, around they were surrounded by 800 to 1000 mob, and they were beaten up. Their files and pen drive and everything was snatched, and they had received severe injuries, like 3 ED officials, including one was also deputy director of ED. He had received a severe injury, and then they were chased away, and then it was a talk of the nation, like a central agency team was chased away like this. And we know that Sheikh Shahjahan is considered even more powerful than many MP and MLAs in the party, if I say unofficially or that way. So that had happened in January, and then the protests gradually, what happened in Sandeshkhali, we all know, and we have spoken about it in length. So now ED had filed a complaint in Najhat police station that they were attacked, and accordingly an FIR was launched. Second FIR was lodged by police. It was a suo moto FIR. Now, on the basis of the complaint filed by ED and the suo moto case filed by police against that particular incident which happened on January 5th, the arrest has been made. However, we all know that there have been lot of allegations against Sheikh Shahjahan. It's not restricted to what happened on January 5th. There are many complaints, which also include sexual atrocities against the women of Sandeshkhali. So police are currently saying that they have arrested Sheikh Shahjahan in these two cases, which includes, I mean, which basically was about attacking ED officials. Now we have to see how the investigation proceeds, whether police starts investigating rape allegations or sexual allegation that have come, land grabbing, which is very important. He is, most of the, like 80% of the complaint includes land grabbing cases. So that future will tell, and that we will see where the investigation goes. For now, he has been arrested in these two cases. Sections we can talk.
Yeah. So, what are the two cases, and what are the sections under which he has been arrested?
So, today when Supratim Sarkar did a press conference, in the press conference, he only spoke about few sections, which is 147, 148, and 149 of IPC, which is basically unlawful assembly. But during the court proceedings, we came to know that there are a lot of sections which are very serious and non-bailable as well. He has been booked under 307, which is attempt to murder, 323, which is causing grievous hurt, and then confinement. We usually he has also been booked under section 395, 392, which police mainly impose these sections when there is a dacoity kind of incident. So these are some serious sections which has been imposed in this, tagged in this case. And these two under the, I will also like to tell you that now, after the court hearing continued for around 10 minutes, and after that everybody was expecting that because court has granted him 10 days police custody, he will be taken to Sandeshkhali police station or Nazhat police station. But to everybody's surprise, I would say, he was directly taken to Bhavani Bhavan, which is basically our police headquarter or CID headquarter. Now, officially, CID has not taken over the case when we are talking. It might be in process. I was speaking to one of the CID, one of my source, and he told me that yes, he is with the CID team, and we are looking into it. So officially, they have not announced that they will be taking up the case, but eventually CID is going to investigate.
Okay, now bringing on Shantanu. Shantanu, you've been reporting on Sandeshkhali for the past few months. What does this arrest mean? And what kind of political implications will it have? Because as we speak, we have talked about how this has dented TMC's image, has in a way affected its prospects in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. Yes. But do you think this will, in a way, placate its adversaries?
Since the attack on the ED officials in January 5, we have seen that so many women in Sandeshkhali have come out on the streets and lodged complaints against these TMC leaders, and especially against this TMC strongman, Sheikh Shahjahan. So for 1.5 months, it was like Sandeshkhali, an island of fear. So today that that fear has come to an end. We can say that finally after 50 days, the TMC government or the West Bengal police has arrested Sheikh Shahjahan, and he was produced to a court, and he has been sent to police custody for 10 days. But you have to understand that this has been the long-standing demand of the people of Sandeshkhali, and the TMC government was under pressure from multiple sides. Like the opposition has been targeting her for not being able to take any kind of action against Sheikh Shahjahan for last over 50 days, and it was also under pressure from various human rights bodies like National Commission of Human Rights, the Women's Commission, the Child's Commission. They had sent a delegation to Sandeshkhali, and they were not allowed to visit the area because Section 144 of CRPC was in force. So the pressure was coming from every side, even from the people on the ground. Because we have seen that as TMC's strongman was not arrested, the people were continuing to hit the road and making allegations against other leaders. You have to understand that so far the Uttam Sardar, another TMC strongman, was arrested. Later, that Jilla Parishad member Shiva Prasad Hajra was arrested. And few days ago, we seen that another TMC leader, Ajit Maiti, who was chased by the villagers, and he had taken a shelter inside a house of a civic volunteer. Later, he was removed from the house by the police and was arrested later at the night. So we seen that the pressure was mounting and the clock was ticking, because there was an ultimatum from Governor C.V. Ananda Bose to arrest him immediately. And the final pressure came from the judiciary, because yesterday we've seen that Calcutta High Court categorically clarified that CBI, ED, or West Bengal Police, anybody can arrest Sheikh Shahjahan, because there was no stay on arrest, because on February 26th the court clarified that there was no stay on the arrest, because the ruling party has been saying that there was a court order which had put a stay on to arrest Sheikh Shahjahan. The court mentioned that there was a stay on formation of a SIT, joint SIT, by the West Bengal government and the West Bengal police and also the AD. So there was a stay on that, but there was no stay on arresting Sheikh Shahjahan. So there was, the pressure was mounting, and the TMC had to act, because we have to keep in mind that in next month, or it is just few weeks time, the poll notification will be announced, and all eyes are now will be on the elections, and this has already been and become an issue of the election poll campaigning, and the opposition parties are going to use this against the TMC government. And you have to see the timing also, because the arrest has been made a day before Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to visit West Bengal and address the public meetings. So it's like although we can always anticipate that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to speak on this issue, as it has caught the eye of the nation. But this arrest comes that it's kind of a face-saving measure by the TMC, that the state government has finally done something over this issue. So therefore, it's like a TMC on one hand tried to arrest the protest of the women, because it's continuing there in Sandeshkhali, and on one hand try to send a message to the opposition that the state government is doing fine. And another thing I want to add is that after this arrest, what we have seen that today the women or the villagers in Sandeshkhali are distributing sweets among themselves, or what we call Bengali Sandesh. The sweet meat is being is shared with others, because they are seeing that as a victory of the people, victory of their protest movements. Because you have to take into account that at first we were not getting any official complaint from the women. Women were scared to come out on the streets, and there was social stigma attached with it. There were some societal pressures that they were not very eager to speak about that. Maybe they had not disclosed the kind of atrocities they had faced with their even husbands or their fathers. So after that, we have seen that they had lodged written complaints, accusing these leaders of. So therefore, it's a kind of victory for these women in Sandeshkhali, that finally their protests have borne fruit. Finally, they have been able to force the state government to take some concrete action in this regard, because this has been going on for several years. Even the High Court, the Chief Justice of Calcutta High Court, T.S. Sivagnaman, had pulled up the state government for not being able to arrest Sheikh Shahjahan for so many days. So therefore, yeah, it's a victory for the people in Sandeshkhali.
Okay, Sweety, if you could tell us what next, and what are the possible cases that can be framed against Shahjahan Sheikh, and will ED be involved now?
So as we have already spoken about, that he has been taken to Bhavani Bhavan, and probably it's about a matter of a few hours that CID will take the case and start investigating. So initially, it is being expected that they will counter him, they will question him about the allegations that they have got. We know that there have been a number of visits by top cops, DGP, and all file and ranks of people have visited Sandeshkhali in recent times. There have been a pressure, because we all saw how women were on road and protesting with broom and all. So they will be asking, they'll be basically investigating the complaint of the ED, what had happened that day. And along with that, what villagers have complained against Sheikh Shahjahan, definitely he will be questioned about it. But if you see, I'll like to talk about the chronological way, chronology of the events. If you see, he has not been arrested for last 55 days. There have been, he was basically the center of the entire Sandeshkhali row, but he was not been arrested, and they were talk about, everybody was putting
West Bengal
pressure.
police was saying that there was a stay order.
But West Bengal police, before that, TMC's National General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee had done a press conference before the state police said so. There was a press conference by Abhishek Banerjee where he said that it was because of High Court's order that state police was unable to act against Sheikh Shahjahan, and there was some stay order. After that, we saw that on Monday, Calcutta High Court, I would not say clarified, because it was clarification would not be the right word, because court emphasized that the stay order was not about preventing people, you're preventing police from acting against Sheikh Shah Jahan. Also, High Court gave free hand to ED and CBI that they can also go and arrest Sheikh Shah Jahan. And after, within that order, within 72 hours of that order, we saw that Sheikh Shah Jahan has been arrested. Also, before that, prior to all this, Abhishek Banerjee's press conference in court, there was a press conference by TMC where they had clearly said that within 7 days, Sheikh Shah Jahan will be arrested. We have seen all this. Now, because ED was after Sheikh Shah Jahan in ration scam. We know that they are probing this case, and they feel that there was money laundering, there was crores of money siphoned through Sheikh Shah Jahan and his multiple business. He owns a lot of fish farms, and he is into export and import businesses also. Recently, ED had raided some of his associates' properties in Kolkata, Baliganj, and other areas which were related to export and import business. So now our sources are saying that ED has already moved to High Court, and they are fearing that there will be destruction of evidence if Sheikh Shah Jahan is into the custody of the CID, because it is primarily, ED, primarily they wanted Sheikh Shah Jahan into their case because he is witness or one of the accused in their money laundering case. So now ED would leave no stone unturned to take him into their custody so that they can expedite their money laundering cases against him. Meanwhile, CID will obviously fight it out and will try their best to keep Sheikh Shah Jahan for all reasons that we know. Like, if you say, it could be political, it could be investigation sites.
Celebrations in Sandeshkhali today, yes. But what started off on as an attack on the ED on the 5th of January has now snowballed into something much bigger, something that might just change the political landscape of West Bengal. Will Shahjahan Sheikh be taken into ED custody? Will this arrest in some way placate Mamata Banerjee and TMC's adversaries? Will this ensure that TMC gets a better chance going into the elections? Only time will tell. We'll have to wait and watch. Thank you for joining this discussion with Santanu and Sweety. Thank you for joining us. Like and subscribe this video. Thank you.